everybody. Welcome to another wonderful day in the world of tech.
In the neighborhood.
Oh,
It's a beautiful day in the
I thought
neighborhood.
about going there, but I'm like, nobody's going to get it.
Oh, everybody gets that,
It's a wonderful day in
especially
the
when you look
neighborhood.
like
So
us.
I'm coming from the cabin today. And yes,
Mm.
coffee makes me feel less murdery.
Oh, I like that. That's
Yep.
very good.
Yep.
Mine is actually encoded. It's in barcode language.
Oh, that's
Uh,
awesome. Actually, I kind of like that. That's very cool. Very cool, dude.
oh, wow. What a week it has been. How you doing, brother?
Well, instead of being in the studio this morning, I never left the house because I fell down a flight of stairs because my cat decided she wanted to get in the way. And I think I
In the
broke my
immortal
foot.
words of Zorro, the gay blade, you missed
Yeah,
your destiny by a foot.
by a foot.
By a
Or
foot.
in the Princess Bride, missed it by that much.
Wow, that was actually Maxwell Smart. I actually used that quote last night. We were playing Magic the
It
Gathering,
is Maxwell
and
Smart.
yeah, and it was funny because somebody tried to kill me. I had 22 life points left. They hit me for 21,
Oh,
and I just looked. I went, missed me that much.
so, but in the
So,
Princess Bride, it was in there as well.
there was a quote, something like it in there.
Yeah, it's because
Yeah,
because
I'll have to hunt it down.
they had the prince and the haggard old woman was in there, and
Yeah.
yeah, you know,
Okay.
she almost
Whatever.
got a kiss out of him.
Wonderful stuff.
Yeah,
Great stuff. Love it.
yeah.
Oh, humpadink, humpadink, humpadink. Uh,
We got a packed show today.
Oh,
No tech and no
yeah,
tech.
we
No, actually,
do.
I actually just kept working on the chicken coop this weekend. So
Well, it was chicken tech. It was chicken tech, and I've
no
seen that
tech.
chicken tech and Votech. uh, no, I have seen that chicken coop in pictures, and I do congratulate you on the complete aesthetic ad lib redneckery of it. It's
You like
beautiful.
that?
Well, it is a creative reusing of materials left over from studio building,
Oh my
and
gosh. I have got so much I've got so much crap left over from old studios that I'm like, you know what? I'm just
yes,
going to build it out of studio stuff. It's just easier that
that's
way.
it.
So,
Nothing a coat of paint can't fix, and there you go, paint tech.
paint tech.
Then
There
it's
you
a
go.
question of, yeah, which color will drive away coyotes and other such varmints. But that's not the subject of today's
No, boy, today
business
we have
tech.
got a
What have
you
we
came
got?
up with some really killer, I
Mm.
have to say.
Well, it's so easy when the world is changing so fast.
Oh,
Um, I am
yeah.
gonna, yeah, I'm gonna lead off with what was probably the world's greatest internet betrayal of all times. And I'm going to start with, my absolutely favorite company of forever, number two, probably only behind Amazon, and that is Google. The way Google indexes your website is not that, when somebody performs a search, they run out and scan the whole internet for you and then bring it back and give you the answer. They send bots out that scan the internet in their own good time. They index the data and then they bring it back and they put it in their own gigantic database, which
Right.
they have indexed. And once that is done, when you put in certain keywords or phrases, they already know what they're going to serve up. They're just waiting for you to ask for it. That's great. But now what they've done is, as people have optimized this to make great content for users, so that when they have a question about uh, how to change your carburetor in your 1974 Ford Pinto, or how to hang fence straight through the backyard. It used to be that your local auto mechanic or your local fence company they would have the answers, and that's what we all fought for, was to create this organic content so that you would just go and you would be driven to that website. where you would find their article, and then you might find some sale ads for something they're doing, something fun and exciting, something that really made it worth putting the content out on the internet. But not anymore. No, Google has said, thank you very much for letting us index all your websites, for letting our bots in, because you actually make that choice. You say, yes, I want the bots to troll my website. Because what Google has done now is they have introduced their AI component into their search engine results. And now when you ask a how to or a where is or a what if question, you get back a Google AI answer that gives you the information that they stole from all the websites that they
Yep.
promised you they were going to index
Yep.
so that you could go ahead and get the traffic. And that to me is probably the biggest betrayal by any company of small businesses. And because it's because of scale.
Right.
Amazon will target a business and put them out of business and then sell their products for less. And that's what they love to do. But that's like one business at a time they do that. Google came down and wiped out search engine optimization and results in the whole idea of Web 1.0 just obliterated in one fell swoop. Wow. That's some heavy, heavy
Well,
choices on their part.
so I didn't want
Oh.
to, I was going to wait for another show to talk about this, but you're kind of leading into the very same thing.
Mhm.
Um, what Google has also done to us is they are helping the government uh, present a profile on us, a social score, just like China does.
Yeah.
Um, it's amazing. I saw this the other day, and there's a book I just ordered it. It's hopefully get here. I was gonna be one of those kind of guys because I either listen to books or I put everything on my phone. But I actually want this book, and it says they're coming
Mhm.
to get you. And
Okay.
because of Facebook, actually because of Meta,
Yeah.
and Google and Yahoo and AOL and Instagram and X, that they have literally got to a point where they're doing a social credit score on us, and
Mhm. Yeah.
everybody's like, if, a long time ago it was like, oh, it's coming, it's coming, it's coming. No, it's literally been here.
It's too easy to not do at this point.
Right.
Because you're out there. And even if you try to hide behind an anonymous name or anonymous handle, okay, they then coordinate and just like Doge did,
Yep.
okay, tracking down the expenses and going, wait a minute, here's $47 billion going out of this account here, and they aren't ever tracking any codes. What the
Yeah.
hell is this?
Yep.
Okay, and so then they're able to track back the bank account numbers, which they thought they couldn't do, but then they did.
They're able
And
to.
it's the same thing here.
Yep.
You've got you're sitting there going, haha, I have this anonymous account. My name's not attached to it. I used a fake email address. Well, guess what? It's coming from your ISP. Have a nice day. And even if you're like, aha, I have a VPN, so I'm hiding my ISP, they won't know. Guess what? They're going to track the patterns and say,
Yes.
okay, this person is on his VPN, which is connected to this exact, IP address, because that's the VPN he's using, and we can tell, and it's coming in at the exact same times he's posting.
Yep.
If you want an
Including
example of
this.
how deep this can get, oh yeah, that's nuts. Don't even bring me around to that. But if you want an idea of how crazy this can be for the ability to track patterns without getting into ID, I'm looking at my electric bill. I do not have a smart meter. I have a dumb meter on my house.
Dum
But
dum.
somewhere in there, there's a transmitter that is transmitting the data of when the power is being pulled. I get an audit report every month from my dumb meter telling me that my hot water heater is using $40 a month in electricity. And my air conditioning unit is using, $180 a month in electricity. And it's like, whoa, 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 whoa. My washer and dryer are using this much. My appliances are using this much. How do you know what is pulling when? And it's because of patterns. It recognizes the kind of draw of electricity. They
Yep.
are literally able to track your individual activity based on the draw of electricity into your freaking house.
Yep.
And then, of course, you have the 5G Wi Fi, which tells everybody exactly where you are in the house so that they know what room you're in, where you're at. All of that is tracked through 5G because it acts like sonar in your house. And so they know all of those things. So that whole idea of being tracked and traced, that boat left the shipyard 5 years
Long
ago.
time ago.
So if you're worried about it now, this is like worrying about the Titanic in 1917. Okay. Yeah,
Mm.
you might want to, cash that ticket back in, kid. You missed the boat by 5 years. And so this is, part of it, but with Google taking it and, running all of your data and creating their own answer base, basically. And you can say, well, that's theoretical. That's, what's the real impact? Honestly, some businesses have seen up to 70% drop
Oh,
in their traffic because people are like, oh, I don't need to go check out the local salesy people.
nope.
Google is going to tell me what it is without any ads. Isn't that wonderful? Thank you, Google. Except, of course, there are ads. There are ads all over Google. And who are they going to drive to and footnote in their articles? If you want to find out more, click here.
Yeah.
Who's that? A paid advertiser.
Yep.
So your organic work is being just pirated and then used to sell your competition. I have been against Web 1.0, which is what this is. Okay, Google organic search results. I mean, John, you've known me for almost a decade. I don't like SEO. We even call it SRO, search result optimization, because that's really what you're
Yeah.
going
That
for.
SEO word's a
You
bad
have
word for
always
me.
been ahead of that on that because you said, hey, SEO is how you build the site. SRO is what you put in the site.
Yep.
And they have just neutered the whole thing and turned they've weaponized your content against you. It's like weaponizing the freedoms in the Constitution against the American people. And not that anybody would ever do that, of course.
Okay. So,
But but yes.
so if you're a smart business, how do you get around all this? Is
You go to
it
Web
possible?
2.0. Yes, it is. It's not only possible, it's easier, it's more reliable, more trackable, and that's what you can do to get around it. And that is stop standing on a country road with 5 cars that drive by per hour holding up a big sign. That's Web 1.0. That's what Google loves to say they're the kings of. No, the answer is to flip it and say, no, I'm going to go out and find my customers. I'm going to find them in the places where they hang out. And that's where I'm going to engage them, not advertise to them. I'm going to engage with them. I'm going to go to groups online and social media. Social media is the greatest driver because it flips the script. You're no longer putting up a big sign and hoping somebody reads it. You're actually out there in the groups and somebody says, okay, it happened to me this morning. I wrote an article 20 years ago or more, okay, that was published in a peer reviewed journal. I just got a friend of mine going, oh, hey, guess what? Your name came up in the conversation. And so I'm like, oh, and so I go over to this message board, and it's a generic message board, okay, for ancient history. And I'm like, oh, here's 2 people talking about me, and I see that I can go in and add to my own discussion about me and my own work because I've got stuff that's out there that other people know about because they've talked to me about it. And one of the comments was literally, oh, I was talking with Sakovich back when he was writing this. It was 22 years ago when I was writing it. And he remembers it and he's still bringing me up. Why? Because I engaged with him on a message board 22 years ago. That is where you make your connection. Because now, here it is, boom, I can now go in, I can talk to these people, I can add more of my expertise to the discussion. They realize they're talking to the person who wrote this article. They can ask me questions now. Who are they going to call if they have a question about that subject? Me.
Ghostbusters.
I'm right there. Or Ghostbusters, one or the other. Okay. Oh my God,
Sorry.
Ghostbusters would have been pure hell in ancient Egypt. I don't even want to go there. Okay, because they counted on those ghosts. Uh, so that is that's the beast we're at this. And the best way to do it is to find people, engage them. If you have a large enough following and regular discussions going on whatever your Facebook platform is,
Yeah.
or your social media platform, not Facebook platform, whatever your social media platform is, create a group, because groups get alerted a lot better when you post new content. If you post one thing a day, boom, it's going to go out. Create events. The event can be, hey, I'm going to be online on Saturday to discuss this stuff. That's all your event has to be. But guess what? Facebook loves to promote events. So use their tools to drive your engagement with people who give a damn. It's that simple. Find your audience and go engage with them. That is so much stronger. Look, there was one company, it was a limo company, just down the road from the old studio, and they were paying. Get ready for this: $8,000 a month for Google Ads.
Ooh, that's
That's
a
what
lot of
they were
money.
paying. Yep, and they're like, "Oh, but we need it. We need it. We need it." They hit in COVID, okay, and they're like, "Oh crap." Okay, they had to cut back. They decided they were going to slit their wrists and cut the Google Ads. Traffic was exactly the same.
Yeah.
Calls were exactly the same. Sales were exactly the same. They were engaging with people on their pages and answering questions and doing all the right thing. Google was doing nothing but sending people to their website, maybe. Okay, and
Maybe.
was it.
Maybe.
They
That maybe
saved.
is the big
They
question.
spent.
Yeah.
They spent over $300,000 on Google Ads that actually did not do anything for them after maybe the first 3 months, because they had their traffic. Everybody was engaged at that point. All they had to do was get return customers and stay engaged with people. And that's what I consulted with them on. It's like, no, no, no. Here's how you engage your audience. Okay, to make sure you're the first and only one they call.
Right.
And that's the way you beat the algorithm. Not always
Ta-da.
easy, but it is possible. So that was the first topic I wanted to bring up
Well,
today.
and
But
that has to, and
you,
that goes
yeah,
into WordPress, because WordPress is
mm,
changing too.
it can. But okay, I'll talk about WordPress, but I really want to do it quickly. Okay, one of the neat things about WordPress is that they have boosted their algorithm. If you have the WordPress site and you got it built using their block system. I use Elementor. I can optimize Elementor separately. But if you are in WordPress and you're using the Gutenheim, blocks, there's two things you can do that are really phenomenal. One, uh, any image on the page that you just built. So if you're doing a post about how to change your water heater, okay, you can pick any image on your page and say make this the featured image. Featured images are huge because when you then go to share that link out on social media, that is the image it pulls and shows. So many times people don't consider this and they end up with just the generic site logo, or they end up with something really stupid off the page because Facebook just looks for the first thing that it can find and says, "Oh, here's your featured image," because nothing else is labeled featured image for that post. Yes, every post can have a featured image. That's important. Every page on your website can have a featured image. That's also important. Otherwise, it just goes and grabs your logo. So
Right.
if you've got something really cool you're trying to say, you've got a whole page on, water heaters. Okay, you want a picture of a water heater. You don't want your freaking logo. You want something topical that really ties in. The other thing they're doing is they are, through their algorithm, not AI, they are intuitive loading. And that's kind of cool. Sort of like when you're typing out a text on your phone and it was giving you suggested words
Right.
based on context and what would be next. Um, it's doing the same thing. And remember, we had that long before we had AI. We had the suggested text. Well, it's the same
Right.
thing here. What it's doing is it is going, okay, what content do people who go to this part of the page typically want to view next? And that's what it'll lazy load in the background, so that it's not wasting time on that thing way down at the bottom that might be a really big image or a PDF or something that you want people to use, or a form with a whole bunch of options and blah, blah, blah. Okay. It'll go, no, no, no. The thing people want is they want this and they want to read this article and they want to see this image. And those are the things that'll quickly load.
Right.
So it intuifies your web loading. These are phenomenal options that are now standard in WordPress. And so I freaking love it. And I'm so glad they did that because, speed is something that gets you ranked. I know I just said ranking doesn't matter, but it also decreases the annoyance factor, which is why Google prioritizes. Google's right in why it prioritizes things. And it's
Right.
important to understand because that tells us about the user mentality.
Yep.
But what we need to do is then say, okay, thank you, Google. I don't care about you.
Right.
I'm going to pirate your knowledge to make my website a better experience for my customers. And then piss off just like you did to me.
That's it. Yep.
And that's what you do. So there you go. Wasn't that fun? I
That
need
was
coffee.
fun.
Obviously, I need lots of coffee. Otherwise, I might not have as much energy. Maybe I'll get some energy. Uh, mm,
Well, actually,
John, yeah.
so here lately, I've been living off squash
Yep.
juice
Oh,
because
yeah.
it's hot as crap here. And I thought Florida was hot. Georgia gets, I think, hotter. I really do.
Well, we were in Tampa Bay, so that wasn't fair. We only ever got to 93 degrees.
Yep. No,
Okay.
it's here. It's been in the
No.
upper 90s, and I tell you what. And then
Yes.
working outside and stuff, I do my squash
Brutal.
juice.
Yeah.
I
No, one
love
of
it.
the things that I realized is, but if you step out of the sunshine here, it is heck a lot more comfortable than it was in Florida, even at a lower temperature, because the
Yeah.
humidity down there is just brutal.
Yeah. It
But no, the
is.
squash juice, I freaking love the ingredients. And it really is designed well. And so whether you believe in Sasquatch or not, you can believe in squash
Yeah, the
juice.
product's a good product. So I want to
Yeah.
I want
And I
to
make
touch
great
on,
taglines or what?
huh?
Uh,
I know. It's they need
I'm
to
good
pay
at
us for
this.
stuff like
I should
that.
do it for a living.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I threw this at you last minute, and I've been my brain's been wrapped around it for now about a month, and I'm just trying to figure out how to get it out the right way. So
yep.
we're all used to funnels, right? Funnel, funnel,
Yep.
funnel, web page,
Funnel,
landing
funnel.
page, put it in there,
Yep.
drop it in, blah blah blah,
Yep.
drives
Click
people in there.
funnels, build your funnels on your website. Yeah, got it.
Right, but the problem is it's salesy, and people are kind of really, really over being sold to all the time.
Hmm.
And I think podcasts are just more human centered. And when you get the long term customer or the clients that are watching the
Oh
shows,
yeah.
it's a slow sales drip method where you talk about products or you talk about things or thing to do, and then it's better because your people that are watching you, and you're not just trying to shove crap down their throat. So by
Well, yeah, you're engaging with them like human beings. And I mean, we're back to
yeah,
engagement again. The
right,
podcast is the ideal method If
Yeah.
you
I
can,
think it's
find the
I
discipline
yeah.
to produce one, then yeah,
To me, it's just, and once you've built your brand or your podcast, right? So your podcast, people like you, they subscribe, they kind of start listening to you. They go back, oh, these guys are on, I need to go back and watch them and blah blah blah.
yeah,
You know, it you build that, and I hate these three words, know, like, trust. Um, because I have people that I know and I like them, but I don't trust them, or I
and
trust
whether you
them
control them.
and I know them, but I don't like them. I
Yeah.
mean, I have clients that use me.
That's the point, though, is you need to be all three.
It's
Okay.
hard to be all three. It really is,
Well, not when it
in
comes
my
to your
in my
professional
opinion,
services.
because I'm
Not what,
blunt,
yeah, maybe personally, but when it comes to your professional services, you
right?
need to hit those three benchmarks. A, you need to know me. B, you need to like me if you are like me. Okay. I don't
Hmm.
want everybody to like me. I
No.
want the I want the people in my tribe to like me because I will get a lot further targeting 500 people that are just like me
Yep.
than I will targeting 500,000 people who don't care about me at all, okay, or are nothing like me. And so those 500 are worth so much more. And for most people, they only need 500 customers total to
Yeah,
build a massive business.
that's correct.
That is a massive business.
Yep.
So if you can get 500, or if you're only talking to 500, for most people, 10 new customers would revolutionize their lifestyle. You don't realize it until you break it down to those numbers. They're really tiny. And so you may see that your podcast only has, 600 downloads, a month. Those are 600 people who like you. Those are 600 people who
They
are
really, really
your
like you, man.
they really, really like me. Or I can grab my phone book. I'm somebody. But
I'm in the
Steve
phone book.
Martin,
Yep. Yeah.
great.
So
But
we got a minute and 14
yeah.
seconds left, and
Oh,
and we're gonna this is gonna be a small tease. We've got something coming next week that we're gonna talk about that's literally gonna
yes.
fit into the podcasting world. So, and
Oh, it's
remember,
gonna
if
change it.
you like to support our channel, Area
Yes.
52, go to hero.area52.com. This company gives back to service. They actually train service dogs for service members and oh god, heroes. Just call them heroes.
Yes.
That's what they
Yep.
are.
Yep. Yep.
And we love them. I actually have two that I wear, and I'll start showing some imagery for it. That way, everybody gets an idea of what they have. Um,
Yep.
but yeah,
No,
stay
they've got
tuned next
beautiful
week.
merchandise.
Because next week it's going to be we're gonna announce something, and we're probably gonna do maybe a whole show about it, because it's something that everybody absolutely needs, and we will take your business to another level. And
Yep.
with that being said, thanks for watching today. We have a techie week, and we'll see
Yes.
everybody
Take care,
next
everybody.
week.